Hello guys, this is Shockwave King. Yes, I'm back again. You saw the title of the video. How destructive, how monstrous would a new Dempsey role be? Everybody knows in the fan base that it will be returning eventually. I doubt we'll see it when in Epo's first return fight, in my personal opinion, because it just I'm pretty sure you learned this lesson from Antonio to not constantly go for the new Dempsey role, and what will happen when you go for the new Dempsey role. So it just I think you learned this lesson. But the question is, how destructive would it be? Because a normal Dempsey role of left and right hook back to back, back and forth, left hook, right hook, it's monstrous. Especially you get all them clean to the chin. The thing is, I also talked to my friend Khalid about this. It's just like, that's what's a normal Dempsey roll. And then you got the anti-Dempsey roll. And you got the anti-Dempsey roll. But those are not the focus of the conversation today. But for the all-new Dempsey roll, where it's going diagonal, it's left hook. It's uppercut, left hook, or sometimes uppercut, right hook. Then it goes into left hook. Then it goes back to the uppercut. Well, the problem that is concussion. Now there's a normal concussion here, but the way pull like this. Regular Dempsey rolls is left and right. You just slamming your brain to the left side, to the right side, to the left side. But with these uppercuts, it's now smashing the opponent's brain on top of their skull, then following up by slamming it to the left and right of their head, then follow up to the chin, blam, to the back of the head, then follow up to slamming it across somebody else's head. I believe that potentially Epo could kill or end someone's career. Now, see, Epo has caused people to retire before, but this new Dempsey roll, boy, this new Dempsey roll is too monstrous, alright? Epo already got broken punching, or not broken punching, already got monstrous punching power. They're gonna be matched by one man known as Takeshi. But the fact now on top of that, he's throwing them hooks and combination left and right. Now during sparring, it looked as destructive as it could be. Those panels were excellent. Those panels were amazing. But they didn't really show what Epo could really do with it. Because he was not able to follow up with that and you'll see another reason why Epo could not properly do the Dempsey roll, well, the all-new Dempsey roll, is I don't think it was finished. I don't think he truly actually mastered the new version. Because even during sparring, he also missed out the uppercut he was supposed to do and got countered. Well, I can't recall if he got countered or not, but the sparring was over after that. So even then, Epo didn't matter, and even now. Now, some might say his range is messed up. We can see everything else in between, but Epo failed the all-new Dempsey roll. He did, and got knocked out. And for as far as you know, he's been out of the ring for at least a good year. So it's just one of those things. But I think this thing would be monstrous. I think it will be destructive, and I think it won't be like it was doing the maybe against like a strong opponent, a champion. Because we can't have like a Kawasawa get hit with the all-new diagonal Dempsey roll and survive. That's not happening, in my opinion. That's not happening. What is happening, he's sending somebody on the gurney and possibly calling somebody to have that Rikishi treatment, and a combination of Epo's Dempsey roll and a combination of the boxer hitting his head on the back of the ropes. It caused him to have a cerebral hemorrhage. The new Dempsey roll is just, the concept of it alone is too destructive. It's too monstrous. But the reason I say it won't happen like a Sendo situation, when he fought Sendo for the Japanese Championship, Sendo took about 2 of them cleanly. And the fact that he took one right off from round 1 and was able to continue to round 1 without getting knocked down again, we could just prove how monstrous of an opponent Sendo is. But it also just gives more credence to. It's just, Dempsey roll, in my opinion, was not good enough to drop somebody like Sendo. Then again, he's Sendo. But for the all-new Dempsey roll, if Epo's able to pull off the all-new Dempsey roll in the first round, and also a new thing about the new Dempsey roll is, now he can fake out with the Dempsey rolls now. Because technically he can do like a short version of the casual Dempsey roll, which could just evolve into the all-new Dempsey roll. Now, the cool effect of the new Dempsey roll, the brand new properties of it, how Epo can dodge now in different type of ways. I can throw his uppercuts, just full on, it changed Epo's fighting style completely, and Epo no longer fights the same anymore. This gameplay is garbage. But it's just, I don't know. There's a lot of developments in here. There's a lot of things that could happen. I could just be rambling here, but in my opinion, the new Dempsey roll is too monstrous for any human being inside the ring to take fully and still stand up after that. That's not happening. And plus, not including the fact how much stronger Ippo has gotten, how recently Sendo has pointed out, like in the previous time where you sparred him, he took hits where he couldn't take hits, or he shouldn't have. But this time when he sparred him, he could barely even touch him. The wind god has returned in a way. Because even though Ippo was hitting the mitts with the coach, and he was punching and moving faster, even though Ippo was able to dodge and get out of the way of Sendo, all of that is good to a certain point, but that his ring experience is still out of whack though. It is what it is. Plus the fact that he haven't sparred with anybody to this date besides from Sendo recently, and he was just trying his best to get away. If that was the Ippo that was you can't even say trained, because he haven't been really doing the mitts at all. He really been doing no heavy high-end training, doing the casual jogging, and probably still hitting the sledgehammer. And doing a lot of running. So that's all the Ippo we got, with some sit-ups and maybe like some casual, throwing a few punches here and there. If that what Sendo, if that was like at least a good 50% Sendo could do against Ippo who's been retired for the past year or so, what could happen against a full power return Ippo that had a few matches and got his ring IQ and experience back? How monstrous would that Sendo Ippo be? How destructive would that Dempsey roll be? The thing that Dempsey roll he was about to do against Antonio would be a child's play compared to what he could potentially do now with the new power and with the brand new understanding of the jab, with the final formation, in my opinion, of the complete Dempsey roll. The destructive power would be monstrous, but then again, it's still a problem. Will Ippo even get to the point where he's able to use the new Dempsey roll? Now, the new Dempsey roll is different, because you don't really need no erratic movement compared to the original Dempsey roll. You can just basically just casually dodge jabs, and you can easily go into the Dempsey roll, which is perfect against a person like a Freddy Gonzalez. The main way Freddy Gonzalez was able to break the Dempsey roll was you could just easily just try to go for a dual exchange, just like Simbrukuro. He tried to go for a dual exchange, and it worked out pretty well for him until it stopped, and he got hit with that ultimate punch, and then he retired like the rest of them. But because this one will be different. Because this one, with Freddy Gonzalez double jabs, the double arrows, and the right hand that comes out of nowhere. Since Ippo will have a different frame of erratic movement that goes diagonally, and you see that? Look at that weave! Look at that weave! It'd be a different breed. Alright, it'd be a whole different thing. But it all depends. I have read some spoilers, some supposed spoilers, and see some screenshots from the new chapter. I don't know when the chapter would drop, so hey, I'm not the person to find it about. But it just, then again, Freddy Gonzalez is not the same person either. Can that same logic would say, Mishiba was a monster. Mishiba was a monster. He fought Ippo, and he's close to the same point of Ippo. And then they sparred, and then we saw what type of power the Grim Reaper had attained. So a lot of time has passed. People have got better. Sendo has gotten stronger than everybody else. So it only builds more hype for when Ippo finally do return, because it will be glorious. Now some people might complain, the manga sales has been going down and this and that. It's still like in the top 10 for the volume sales and the everything else, the whole magazine that George is a part of. But even then, let's say the manga sales are going down compared to usual, George will just pull out his ultimate trump card though. Alright, I've seen his deck. I've battled George Morikawa. I've showed up to his gym face to face, and I saw his human Yu-Gi-Oh deck, and I've seen his ultimate trump card. The secret to George's power when it comes to selling his manga is when things are low, alright, when the chips are down, like a leopard, you see, like a leopard. He sneaks into the anime studio, and he pulls out his anime card. And then with the anime card, Season 4 of Hajime Ippo will be on deck, and everybody will be coming back. Now, it will make people nostalgic for classic Ippo, but I say forget Ippo, we're going to Hajime no Sendo. That's all that matters right now, in my opinion. Hajime no Sendo, in my opinion, is much more important to see right now than Hajime no Ippo, alright? And that's for those people who keep on saying, oh, so Hajime no Ippo, he'll come back. Just because it's called Hajime no Ippo, fun fact, that actually translates to first step. So, well, pretty much around them lines. It basically translates to first step. So, even though Ippo name does mean pretty much first step, the series overall is called first step. it's the whole reason the English title of the show and manga, well, technically just the show, is actually called Fighting Spirit. Because technically it's just really called just First Step. But over here in America, or in the Western world, it was called Fighting Spirit. So it's not called EPO, it's called Fighting Spirit or just First Step. So yeah, that in that whole thing, that EPO has to return because his name is in the title. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works, Billy. But that's just my personal opinion. How destructive do you think the Dempsey roll would be? I think it'd be monstrous. I think it could kill people. I think that combination would make somebody end up with let's say someone get hit with an all new Dempsey roll, right? And let's say that if the fight is not stopped, and the person goes down and gets back up, and the fight goes on for 2 to 3 more rounds. If it go to 4 or 10, that person's dying afterwards. I'm sorry, that's just what I believe. I could be wrong. That's just what I believe. Because with that punching power, that size, that head-to-head movement, that momentum, with a fully trained current-day EPO who's been in that ring for a few matches and re-obtained his ring IQ, he would be a monster to unknown proportions. They wouldn't have to bring up the Japanese special forces no more when Godzilla showed up. They just send out EPO and hit him with a Dempsey roll, let me blood, and Godzilla would go down. But that best be my opinions on the new Dempsey roll. Well, the all-new Dempsey roll, I call it, or the inactive roll, as the wiki call it. That'll just be my base opinion, my opinions. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Tell me your thoughts. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm still waiting for that your boy Khalid to upload the video. What you waiting for, Billy? What you waiting for? And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. And peace.